Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Shelby. Happy December. Today we are doing one of the most beautiful, festive, kind of impactful show-stopping crafts that you can do for a DIY holiday decoration that's also really simple to make and probably uses things you already have in your home. I didn't actually buy anything for this craft, so you might just already have all the components you already need. But in case you don't, I will link everything I use down in the description below as always so you can make your own. Today, we are going to be making a snowman snow globe tea light candle holder, and I know that sounds like a lot, but what you're gonna need is a large vase, a small vase. This one's so cute, and you can actually get them at the dollar store. They have really good glassware there for cheap. But you want the base of the small one to fit in the top one, and you can do triple decker too if you want, but I kind of like that. And so you see how the vase, kind of the collar goes up and around this one, creates a nice little shape, and then you have like this fun little hat on top. So that's what you need to start with, but don't glue them together yet. So what we need to do is decorate this one, and I'm gonna start with decorating the inside. I have these bottle brush trees. You can use anything you want. I have these, but anything that just like says winter scene to you. You could make other little snowmen, you could have like little figurines in there, you could do like a car or a snowy house, or even just like a cutout of a Christmas card. Literally anything would work as long as it's cute and says winter scene to you. So these are kind of pastel-y bottle brush trees, tall one and then 4 small ones in like pale green and tans. And the color I think kind of all goes together. And then you have the one like kind of true Christmas green pop. So I have my hot glue gun warming up off to the side, and all I'm going to do is just glue the bottom of the larger tree first because that is my main tree. We're gonna glue that inside the center of the vase. So get your glue on there and then just go ahead and pop it right into the very center, and you should be able to apply enough pressure to the top of the tree without bending the bristles too much. Perfect. So we're gonna do the same with the rest. We want kind of a 360 type of panorama inside. Even though the snowman is definitely going to have a front and a back, I just think it would be cool if the trees kind of worked from all angles. So we're just going to stick the next one in there. It's a little tough, but since I have 4 of them going around, I figure I can just like put them in a circle with alternating colors. I'm pretty sure that'll work. So we're gonna do the same with this one. And I thought my glue gun was a little bit more heated up than it was when I started this, so it's going a little slower than I had anticipated, but not much. Since I have 4, I kind of want to put these at the 4 corners of the tree, which is a little difficult to do if you don't do front, back, but that's fine. Here we go. Whoops, that one hit the side. That's okay, we're gonna cover that up. Don't worry, close counts. Again, winter scene, nothing's really perfect in winter. I mean, everything's like pristine and beautiful and covered in snow, but like, you know, the lights and the glitter are hiding a lot usually. All right, there we go. Final tree is maybe, boom, going in. So we have a 360 little snow globe full of trees already, which is pretty exciting. And then what I'm gonna do, because it is a snow globe, I have this glitter. It's like a dual glitter, so it's a iridescent shimmery glitter on one side. Oh, I'm sorry, like, I would consider that glitter, but also confetti. It's like giant glitter. And then the other side is very fine little iridescent glitter. I'm only using the chunky glitter right now. And I'm going to shake a little bit of that into my winter scene because it is a snow globe. I actually really love the sound of glitter shaking. It sounds like Santa's reindeer. You hear that? All right, there we go. That's enough. You don't need very much, just enough to kind of coat the bottom a little bit and add a little bit of sparkle. Next up, what we are going to do is paint the outside snowy ledge. So I have a paintbrush here, a jar Mod Podge, and the other side of the glitter. So what we're gonna do is just kind of do broad sweeping strokes of what we think the glitter would have fallen if it was like a snowbank going around. So go ahead and just dip your brush generously. And then where we messed up with the hot glue, definitely want to cover that. And just make little like peaks and valleys. It doesn't have to be perfect. It does need to be kind of thick, but definitely not dripping. If you're dripping glue, you did too much and it's not going to dry and it's just going to be a hassle. So that'll be kind of the test to see if it was enough. I have this little thread of hot glue that's ruining my paint. I want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to the outside edge. If you want, you can go back in and get the bottom of the vase, but right now I'm not going to do that. And also be careful when you're painting it, like, yeah, I want little like peaks and valleys, like, woo, I dropped that. Like the snow landed, but don't cover up your trees, right? Like that's the main feature. So make sure you are going close enough to the bottom, or at least on one side. Like I've got some peaks and valleys over here, but on the front, it's a little bit lower. Like you want to be able to see all of the beautiful work you did on the inside of the jar. So once you have a fair amount of glue there, make sure none of it has gone clear on you. If it has, go ahead and just swipe a little bit more on. And you do need to work fairly quickly with this stage. Go ahead, drop the brush into some water. It's water soluble, I think, at least when it's wet it should be. And then I did not get a paper towel and I really need one, but I'm not going to use one because my glue is drying. So inside, theoretically, the trees are stable. The glitter is not enough to come out. And we're just going to sprinkle the fine glitter onto the Mod Podge or glue. Elmer's glue would certainly work with this. Craft glue, glue stick, if you have it, would honestly work with this. Basically anything you can paint on in a thin coat that will dry clear or at least translucent, maybe even white. I didn't want to use white paint because I didn't want it to be wholly opaque. But if you want that, it's fine. Like this is an incredibly customizable personal craft, so you do you 100%. Now the glitter's on. You can see it's just a lovely iridescent shimmer. I still have my glitter inside, although it has moved, so I'm gonna shake it out over the center again. But there we go, just a lovely winter scene, just kind of reminiscent of snow falling. That's what we want. Next up, since we're making a snowman, we need to build the body, right? So this is gonna be the front, and I'm gonna work with it while it's drying so that I can do it with you. But maybe let it dry if you're doing this at home, just off on its own, so that you don't like risk any smudges. I'm just gonna try to be really careful. So what I have for the snowman, because a snowman at least I think has buttons, right? Like buttons going up him, because he's a snowman, you use coal and buttons. But I have these, and these are basically like, I just have a collection of buttons that come with my clothes, like the extra buttons. And I have a ridiculous amount of them, but I refuse to throw them out. And now I found use for them. So if you have spare buttons lying around, use those. Also, you can paint them on, you can use gems, you can use whatever you want. But I'm just gonna do, I wonder if I even want 3. I didn't map this out. I think I only want 2. Actually, for the size of the vase and the size of my button, I'm gonna make an executive decision. He's not getting 3 coal buttons, he's getting 2 coal buttons. Again, with your hot glue, make sure there's no wispies. Not to jinx myself, but I haven't yet burned myself with this craft. Go ahead and put the first one. First, I want the holes in my button in a diamond pattern because my snowman is fancy like that. There we go. You don't want to obscure your whole scene with the buttons, but you know, make them big enough that people know what they are and they know they're looking at a snowman. That's kind of half the point. So this one has a little bit extra glue on there, so we're gonna wipe that off. I still haven't burned myself and I'm still nervous because I already said it and jinxed myself. We're gonna go, we're gonna push it right above. There's enough glue that it pokes through the holes and it's gonna fasten it on there. And then the last little step we wanna do for the base is to take some ribbon. I chose green because I thought it was a lovely winter color. And this one's transparent, so you can kind of see through it. I wanna keep my snowman, snow globe as light and airy as possible. So I'm just gonna fold it in half on itself and then once more. So 3 little slots for good measure. We're gonna cut it. This is more ribbon than I need, but I'd rather be on the safe side. So I'm gonna keep it in my thirds, and then I'm going to cut myself little mittens. So in order to do that, I'm going to, first off, cut the base because I got way too much ribbon and they are ridiculously sized mittens. And also apparently I grabbed my really dull scissors, and this is a small wire ribbon, meaning the ribbon has a small wire in it, not that it's a particularly small ribbon. And the scissors are struggling, but we're gonna do our best. So I have one there. This one still needs to be cut in half, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna put that down, pinch the edges. Basically, I want them even. That's what I'm trying to do here. So I'm gonna cut just like a nice little you know, mitten shaped arch in it, like as much as you can. So go ahead and cut just like a little arch. I think this is really cute in a ribbon that's got different colors. This one's a little bit mesh, and then it's got some sparkle and some opaque in it. And I think that just like gives the sense that it's a knitted mitten, and I think that's cute. So I think I'm going to cut little, yeah, I'll cut little chevrons in the bottom. I don't really know what the base of a mitten looks like, but we're gonna wing it. And then I think maybe like just one more little chevron on the edge, like, you know, the part that comes in around your wrist. I think I need to make that to make them look like mittens. But for that, I'm going to fold it in half again, like this. That way I only have to cut it once, because these scissors aren't cooperating very well, and I want to make sure that I get a decent shape and not a bunch of different shapes. So if they're all a little wonky, but they're symmetrical, I'm okay with that. I just don't want them super wonky and not symmetrical. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at our shapes. Hey, that's pretty good. I don't know, does that show up on camera? That's pretty good. I will do a close-up at the end. This one, we just need the thumb, so we're gonna fold it in half, and just this little ribbing down the center, that's all I want. Let's go, I'm going to cut. Again, I'm just doing this in a folded over ribbon because it's a little bit easier to work with and get my shapes the same, and that's really what I'm going for. Here we go, we have little thumbs. Super cute. All right, let's put them on. So now I just need, I think I want my thumb at the bottom, thumbs up. So both your hands, the thumbs go up. So I'm going to attach just the smallest amount of glue, just right on the end, just like touch the tip of the glue gun that's got glue on it there. We will attach that. Perfect. Now we have a little mitten. How cute is that? It's adorable. Same way on this side, just like the tiniest little touch. It is mesh, so when you try to pinch it, it will burn you if you use more than a tiny little touch, so be careful. So far so good on my end, I'll let you know. Also, with this new heat gun, I do keep it turned down to 180. It's helped so much. All right, so now I have two little mittens, and they're kind of extremely perfect, and I'm going to kind of make them cupping the belly, right? So we're gonna put just a little dollop of glue here and try to go right to the other side and get a similar little dollop of glue there. Nice and flat, but large enough to hold it. And we're just gonna go like that. And you can glue the whole thing if you want, or you can just let them flap a little bit. It's a very lightweight mesh ribbon and a fair amount of glue, so I don't think it really matters. Like, you don't have to glue them all down. If you want them to move a little bit, they're still gonna stay put, so go for it. And then your snowman will have a little bit of movement if you try to, you know, blow on him or interact with his little mitts or something. They flap, and that's kind of cute. So this is the base, and it's done. Now we need to work on the head, and I realized that we are about 14 minutes into this video, but honestly, that's pretty quick for a craft, especially for me. I'm going to unplug my glue gun at the risk of unplugging my lights. However, I need that to start cooling off. I already pre-prepared my paint. I just have a little dollop of black and then a even smaller dollop of white. And what I'm going to be doing with that is taking my snowman face. I have this round, tiny little like circular brush with kind of a flat tip. It's not perfectly flat. I'm gonna dip it in my black paint, and I'm literally just going to press and release. Tiny little dot. Do the same thing a little bit away, but not terribly far. And then just kind of even them out a little bit. Like, one of mine ended up bigger than the other. So just even them out the smallest bit. Or use gems, use buttons, use big flamboyant paint, use glitter, use anything you want. This is your snowman, but this is what I would like to do. So I'm just kind of going for the traditional like coal look, you know, where it's just like the black coal for eyes and smile. And I don't even know where that started from, but like Frosty has it ingrained in my head. So that is what I'm doing. And then we do need to figure out a carrot. And I have an idea, and it's not super carrot-like, but I feel like it would work. There we go. So I have my little snowman smile right there. I'm gonna let it dry slightly before I put on the white. So you guys know how I save all of my little extra bits and bobs from all my crafts? Mainly the reason I'm able to do this craft without buying anything else. But I have this, which is the decimated remains of what was a silk flower, faux flower, and it's orange and it's awesome. So I'm just gonna pick one of the petals. I choose this one and we're just gonna cut it. And we're gonna turn this into our little carrot. So I'm just gonna change the shape slightly because it's just not quite like narrow and sharp enough to be a proper carrot in my opinion. And I'm going to kind of shorten it a little bit as well because I want it to lie flat. I don't really want it to be sticking out from the snowman. Although again, you could use a pom-pom, you could use a rock, you could use anything you want. It's your snowman, go ahead and make it happen. So I'm gonna open it up a little bit, just slightly so I can get some glue in there. And carefully fold it over, perfect. Kind of mush the glue out. So now I just have a lovely little sharp triangle. And I'm going to put a slightly larger amount of glue just on the outside of it. Just a little dollop. And then we're going to take our snowman, and I can see through the back because yay glass. And I'm just going to press it in. And I'm not doing the whole thing similar to the mittens because it's a little carrot so it can stick out now and be 3D, and that's perfect. So now that the carrot is on, I'm just gonna take a little spledger stick that's got a sharp end. You could use a toothpick or a really fine brush if you want. And I'm just going to get a slight dollop of white paint, and I'm gonna go in and just touch the eyes, just slightly. I think it gives so much more character and life. I don't know if you can see that, but one eye to the other, it really does make a huge difference. It's just the smallest little detail, but it really kind of makes the craft go from amateur to professional. It's fantastic. Now we're basically done, guys. This is literally the whole craft. We just need to attach the head to the base. It's very, very easy. You just get your hot glue, run it around where you know it's going to touch the other glue. Theoretically, there will not be pulling on this, so you should be fine. Make sure you line your face up with your body. I think that's about good. We're gonna put that in there and let that dry. And meanwhile, I'm gonna go get a tea light so we can set this up. I'm gonna change the camera angle, do a zoom in on it for you guys, but thanks so much for joining me. I really hope you like this craft. I had so much fun making it with you, and I will see you here again soon. Bye for now. So here we go, the little 360 of everything we did. It's still drying, but it's so cute. Oh my goodness, I can't even get over it. I love it. Coming back around to the front. Look at his little eyes, just adorable. We're gonna pop a little tea light in the top. How cute is that? Oh my goodness, so cute. Honestly, I love it. And it looks like something you bought from a store. Super professional looking. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.